Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is Kony. And of course we have with us to talk about Kony, Dr. LMadu1, our resident African expert. And of course, Dr. LMadu1, let me welcome you to the show. And let me say that when this topic was first suggested, we were not sure in terms of the kind of information, because we've heard a lot about this individual Kony over the last several weeks in a real sense. And I think you were just about the first person to put a first name to this individual, Joseph Kony. And of course, I know that you've got a lot of information in reference to that. Let's talk about who in the world is this individual, Dr. LMadu1, that the whole world is upset about.
Well, Joseph Kony didn't just arrive today, as some people might think. This rebellion has been going on since 1987, actually 86. In 1986, Yoweri Museveni and his national, Ugandan national resistance movement came to power after overthrowing the military government of General Tito Okello. Okello is from the Acholi ethnic group in Uganda. During colonial times, the British favored the southern tribes, primarily the Baganda, the Banyakole, and the Basoga, with educational opportunities. The northern part of Uganda, which is predominated by the Acholi and the Langi ethnic group, didn't get that kind of opportunity. They were consigned to the menial labor and the army. So when Uganda became independent, the predominant individuals in the Ugandan army were Acholi and Langi. So when Obote became president, the first prime minister of Uganda, when he became prime minister of Uganda, naturally he appointed more Langi and Acholi to the Ugandan army also. Obote is a Langi himself, So when he was overthrown in 1971 by Idi Amin, Idi Amin went, to a systematic slaughter of all Langi and Acholi officers in the army in order to consolidate his own authority. In 1979, exiles, those who were living in exile in Tanzania and Kenya, who are Obote supporters, came back and overthrew Idi Amin. Obote came back to power in 1980. And when he came back, he restored, the Acholi and Langi dominance in the army. Now, in 1985, Obote was overthrown by General Tito Okello, who is an Acholi, and his, fellow ethnic man, General Basilio Olara Okello. The problem was that they complained that Obote did not appoint, an Acholi as army chief. After the first army chief, General Oyito Ojok, died in a helicopter crash. Oyito Ojok is a Langi, like Obote. So they were upset that when that army chief died, Obote appointed another Langi from his ethnic group, a guy called General Smith up on Achak, as army chief. So Basilio Olaro Okello and Tito Okello, who are leaders of the Acholis in the army, overthrew Obote, in 1985. Prior to that time, Museveni has been fighting Obote's, regime already, in the bush. So in 86, Museveni came to power, eventually, with his national resistance movement, and, overthrew Tito Okello, and started purging the Acholis and Langis in the army. And there was a kind of retribution against the Acholis. In steps in Ms. Lakwena. Lakwena is an Acholi. She formed what you call the Ghost Mobile Army, to fight against Museveni and protect the Acholi. She was defeated. She fled into exile in Kenya. Here comes in Joseph Kony to replace her. Okay. Joseph Kony comes in with his Lord's Resistance Army with three agendas. A, to overthrow the government of Yoweri Museveni. 2, to rule Uganda according to the 10 commandments. And 3, to restore Acholi pride.
And so Kony really has a real reason for being there, but he's there after all kinds of chaos and all kinds of government changes. You mentioned Idi Amin and all of the slaughters and etc. This country, in a real sense, Uganda has experienced absolutely nothing but dysfunctional government and slaughter and et cetera for the longest. And this person, Kony, now is there, and his opportunity to do what? To simply be ruler over one particular group over against the other group? Is that what that is all about?
Well, his aim initially, was not, was to protect the Acholis who are being slaughtered supposedly by the government of Yoweri Museveni.
Okay, and of course, Dr. Madu, what we'll do, we'll get back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.